EP43 opening script finalist second Proud Korean Screenplay Competition. Original screenplay, Scorpio, adapted into the 123 episode. Epic spy thriller, Beauty Spy War. Episode 43, Catch Eun-ah's Nonverbal Signals. Episode 42 recap. Daebeom gently touches Eun-ah's bruised eye socket. Wipes her split lip with gauze his own hands. Don't mention it. My heart aches. NFS Ballistics expert Dr. Yong-chul takes the floor. The bullet that hit the operative's thigh. Fired from his own pistol. No GSR found on the operative's hands. Nothing on the sleeves either. As a professional, I cannot shake this uneasy feeling. Eun-ah's perfect cover-up. The first crack appears. Today's episode 43. Eun-ah admitted to NIS special ward. Daebeom arrives with Sushi after work. I'm giving it to you because you're pretty. I am, in fact, devastatingly beautiful. Eun-ah laughs. Tension melts away completely. Then Daebeom's sharp question lands without warning. Why couldn't our operative draw his gun in time? Hand moves to the suprasternal notch. Forced swallow. Adam's apple barely moves. Daebeom, trained in behavioral psychology, catches it all. Consults drive. Go-eun-hee at the NFS. The bedsheet in Sang-wook's room was disturbed. On the night of the incident. Who said that? Who's saying this? Episode 43 begins now. Episode 43. Catch Eun-ah's Nonverbal Signals. The NIS had admitted Eun-ah to a private ward. An operative's physical recovery mattered too. An agent built into an all-rounder at enormous expense. To have her injured or killed would be a significant loss. Eun-ah gazed out of the hospital room window, savoring a rare, honey-sweet rest. The aftermath of a fabricated fight. But pain was pain, and it burned and ached all the same. Even Daebeom, that cold, city-hardened man, found himself paying her more attention now that she was hurt. Was he feeling guilty that his standing invitation to a meal had never materialized into anything real? Or was it genuine warmth, a tender consideration for Eun-ah, who had always admired him more than anyone? Then again, isn't this the same man who, when I had an eye infection and disgusting eye crust stuck to my lashes, quietly removed it without saying a word or making me feel embarrassed? You need to treat that bruising properly. A blood bruise is stagnant. Blood pooled under the skin, you have to get it moving. If you don't, it turns into chronic pain and starts eating at your bones. Yes, senior agent. Thank you so much. No extraordinary words passed between them, and yet, the warmth of two people who genuinely cared for each other, senior and junior, was unmistakable. Eun-ah threw herself into the performance. For the sake of completing her fabricated drama, and for her own safety. The bruising on her neck and thigh deepened in color by the hour. The bruised areas spread slowly, consuming her entire thigh and threatening to cover her whole neck. Eun-ah lay there, IV drip in her arm, staring blankly at the drops falling one by one. I just want this to end. Quietly, without incident, without anyone ever knowing. Exactly like this. Please. She had done wrong, and no matter how deeply she breathed, she couldn't deny the restless pounding of her heart that simply would not calm down. She rested her head on the pillow. The wave of sleep pressing in was almost impossible to resist. Just then she felt it. A shift in the cold air, as though the hospital room door had opened. Let me take a look at your neck and leg. She glanced over. It was her attending nurse. Time for another round of treatment, then. Hello. How are you feeling? Much better, thanks to you. While the nurse examined her neck and thigh, another sound. Someone entering. Was it the attending physician making rounds? Eun-ah turned her eyes toward the door while the nurse worked. In that instant she nearly forgot she was supposed to be a patient. She almost leapt out of bed, barefoot, to go and greet him. Pull yourself together, Eun-ah. You're not some love-starved person. She absolutely could not let her guard slip. Eun-ah settled back into character, weak, slightly unfocused, voice a little hoarse, the full patient mode. Team leader Daebeom was stepping through the door, something in one hand. Oh, senior agent. You're so busy, why did you come again? Oh, you're in the middle of treatment. I was just passing by. Daebeom's eyes moved quietly across the evidence of combat that the nurse's hands were tending to. The bruising around her neck had darkened further, the skin tone deepening to a deeper shade. The thigh that had taken a full boot kick was bruised from top to bottom, the entire leg. Her lip had swollen further, split wider. Oozing, she looked, honestly, a little pitiful. The nurse applied medication to the bruised thigh and the torn lip, then left. How are you feeling? Much better, thank you. Good. I'm relieved. I was feeling a bit hungry on my way home, brought some sushi. Senior agent, this isn't your way of calling that standing dinner. Invitation settled, is it? No. We'll do a proper meal next time. Thank you. I nearly died getting stabbed at Chongyicheon, you know. Yes. I remember. My heart really ached for you then. Having you worried about me and cheering me on. It helped more than you know, mentally. Look at me now, healthy as ever. I didn't do anything, really. What do you mean nothing? You were a tremendous strength. When I was falling into the abyss, A single warm word, I can't tell you how much that meant. I'm just glad if it helped even a little. Lying there with a stab wound, that bastard, codename Gilram Shung, kept coming to mind. At the codename Gilram Shung, Eun-ah felt cold sweat breaking out at the back of her neck. Of course he would come to mind. He's your sworn enemy. I'd wake up in the middle of the night several times. Several times? Yes, sometimes jolting awake from the death threat. Other times waking up because I was trying to catch him in my sleep. I had no idea you were suffering that much. It must be trauma. Senior agent, you're not mentally weaker than you look, are you? What? Weak? That's a real hit to the pride. Just wondering. I always thought of myself as having concrete reinforced mental strength. But getting caught off guard like that, it crumbled. Isn't that a severe blow to one's self-worth? Is that why it was so hard back then? I was grateful for the concern and the encouragement. I didn't do anything, really. But thank you for staying alive. What do I have to be thanked for? I didn't do anything for you. I was afraid of losing a legendary senior agent. Having you here beside me, it's reassuring. That's genuine, right? It sounds like you're joking. It's genuine. Well then, thank you. Come on, let's eat the sushi. Daebeom opened Eun-ah's sushi case and carefully tore open a packet of soy sauce, pouring it in for her. I could eat sushi every single day and never get tired of it. Senior agent, you really love sushi, don't you? Daebeom picked up one of his own pieces and set it on top of Eun-ah's sushi case. Oh, senior agent, I'm fine. You should eat yours. My stomach is smaller than it looks. So that makes me a pig? Who called you a pig? Then why are you giving it to me? You're not telling me to eat up and put on some weight, are you? Good grief, why do you have to say things in such an off-putting way? I'm giving it to you because you're pretty. If you don't think you're pretty, I'll take it back. I am, in fact, devastatingly beautiful. You've got very good eyes. Eun-ah laughed a soft, bashful smile at her own words. And honestly, within the NIS, there were almost no other female operatives who could hold their own against Eun-ah. When it came to looks, confident enough to flaunt shamelessly, except for the select few women who were deployed as femmes fatales into enemy territory. When I was young, I ate so much gizzard shad I actually thought it was the only fish in the sea. Really? There are so many delicious things out there. The warmth and comfort of it all. Eun-ah felt the tension drain out of her completely. How long had it been since she'd felt this? Especially with Senior Agent Daebeom. Actually, she thought this might be the first time with him. By the way, Eun-ah, Yes, senior agent. Back in that hospital room, did our operative not have the strength to fight back? Why couldn't he draw his gun? Eun-ah almost spat out the sushi she was eating. A flicker of tension crossed her eyes, just barely visible. Had Daebeom struck at exactly the right moment of her guard being down? It was as though, without drawing a drop of blood, he had reached in and pulled out a fistful of the dirty, hidden lie buried deep inside her. Someone from the Internal Affairs Office came by earlier and grilled me with questions too. Already? Is that right? And what did you tell them? In my assessment, it was pretty evenly matched. Evenly matched? What do you mean by that? Well, when the other side drew a blade, our operative scrambled frantically to draw his gun. And I was trying to buy time, kicking at the intruder, throwing punches. And then I could see our operative moving forward quickly, trying to draw his weapon. Go on. The gun didn't seem to come free easily. The belt. It was holstered to lurched slightly, 2 or 3 times. And he seemed to hesitate, like it just wouldn't come out. Could someone else have grabbed it and fired? Someone else? Who? In that instant, Eun-ah's eyes widened, just slightly, and she drew a quiet, controlled breath. I mean the intruder. He didn't grab the gun and fire it as a counterattack, did he? Daebeom glanced at her reaction and smoothly shifted the target to the outside intruder. Ah, the intruder? You're asking whether the outside intruder did it? She appeared to choke on a piece of sushi. Her hand moved to her throat, and she stroked it. Daebeom had studied behavioral psychology and nonverbal signals. There was no chance he would miss that. Of course, she could simply have choked on the sushi. But Daebeom chose a different interpretation. Why had she touched that specific spot on her neck? The suprasternal notch, the hollow between the Adam's apple, and the collarbone, that recessed, vulnerable place. Could it be the body's immediate signal, triggered the moment something threatening registers? A kind of physical, self-soothing mechanism, the body trying to calm itself down? Right, so the intruder didn't pull our operative's trigger, did he? No, our operative was moving forward quickly to draw. And then just stumbled and went down. Is that so? And the broken neck, how did that happen? Eun-ah reached for the plastic cup beside her and took a small sip of water. Senior agent talking about all this in the middle of a meal. Makes it hard to swallow, you know? Oh, sorry. I ruined the meal, didn't I? Occupational hazard. Hee hee. Let's talk about all that slowly, after we eat. Right, yes. Let's eat. Daebeom had been reading Eun-ah's shifting expressions throughout. But he could not be certain. Not yet. Suho, what do you make of Agent Eun-ah? Team leader, where is this coming from all of a sudden? What do you mean where? I'm asking you whether she's a trustworthy colleague within the NIS. Trustworthy? I think our people have to trust each other, don't they? Have to trust each other? In what sense? At the very least not shoot a colleague in the back. And I'd assume they only select people like that. I think so too. Is there something specific about Eun-ah? It's just when I asked her to walk me through what happened in that hospital room. Walk you through it, what did she do? She touched her throat. Her throat? Her collarbone? Of course she was agitated. Probably the last thing she wanted to think about. But even though there was no saliva, she forced a swallow. The Adam's apple moved just slightly. That's a little strange. There was also this unusual gesture, like she was smoothing her hand down her chest. I heard that's some kind of signal. In training, isn't it a behavior pattern that comes out when someone's cornered? I was watching carefully while making it look like I wasn't paying attention at all. Team leader, when did you even catch all of that? My eyes are faster than they look. Faster how? To rapid fire a pistol you have to see, judge, and act. All in a single fraction of a second. I suppose so. Catching in an instant, judging in an instant. Firing in an instant, that's the hardest part. True. Nobody in the NIS can match your speed. You're the best shot we've got. Suho, are you making fun of me right now? Making fun? Of you, team leader? Come on, that's ridiculous. Then let me call Dr. Go at the NFS and ask. Yes, that's probably the better move. Daebeom picked up his phone and called Dr. Go. I hope everything's well. I'm at the office right now. Daebeom got in first, heading off any chance that Dr. Eun-ah might slip into the tone of a lover on the phone. Yes, team leader. What can I do for you? Women sometimes touch their throat as a way of protecting themselves from anxiety or stress. You know what I mean? You mean a self-soothing behavior? Something people do when they're uncomfortable or trying to calm themselves down? Yes. What's that area of the throat called again? The suprasternal notch. In English, suprasternal notch. It's also commonly called the Tiantu point, or the Adam's apple hollow. If someone touches the Tiantu, is it safe to assume it's a self-defensive response? Not always, but in most cases, yes. Is the behavior pattern fixed, predictable? Not rigidly defined, but you can look for micro-tremors in the hands or feet. If someone doesn't have a tremor disorder, and they show that, should I read it that way? A micro-tremor means the person is carrying tension or fear. I called because someone I know touched their throat, and I wanted to ask. That's a nonverbal signal. There's definitely value in carefully observing what the nonverbal signals from the hands and feet are communicating. Thank you. Don't just focus on touching the skin, though. For instance, if someone suddenly fidgets with a necklace, or pulls back mid-conversation to create distance, those are strong indicators that the person is trying to conceal important information. What about crossing the arms? That's also a behavior the brain uses to calm itself. There seem to be quite a few of these. We just don't know them. Rubbing the chin, pulling at perfectly innocent strands of hair and so on. Quite varied. If any of these behaviors appear, it's worth investigating closely in connection with whatever question triggered them. Thank you, Dr. Go. Please take care of yourself. You too, team leader. I'll let you go. Daebeom ended the call, giving Suho a slow, deliberate nod. Just then one of the operatives burst into the conference room. The bedsheet in Sang-wook's hospital room apparently. It was disturbed on the day of the incident. Who said that? Who's saying this? EP43 ending script. Episode 43 highlights. Eun-ah in the hospital master of deception. NIS special ward Eun-ah admitted for recovery. Fabricated injuries, but pain is pain. Bruising spreading darker by the hour. Please let this pass without anyone knowing. A guilty heart that won't stop racing. Daebeom arrives. Eun-ah almost leaps out of bed barefoot. Pull yourself together, Eun-ah. Back to patient mode. The femme fatale performs flawlessly. Sushi and psychological warfare. Daebeom arrives with Sushi after work. Pours the soy sauce, places his own piece on her tray. I'm giving it to you because you're pretty. I am, in fact, devastatingly beautiful. You've got very good eyes. Eun-ah laughs a soft bashful smile. Tension drains out of her completely. The warmth of Senior Agent Daebeom. Felt for the very first time like this. Daebeom's sharp question. Why couldn't our operative draw his gun in time? Eun-ah almost spits out her sushi. Evenly matched, scrambling frantically. Belt lurching her rehearsed version. Could someone else have grabbed it and fired? Eyes widen just slightly. Daebeom shifts the target to the intruder. Watching her every reaction. Nonverbal signals detected. Hand moves to throat. Touching the suprasternal notch. Daebeom, trained in behavioral psychology, catches it instantly. Dry swallow. Adam's apple barely moves. Hand sweeps across chest. Unusual self-soothing gesture. Daebeom to Suho. Something's slightly off. Consulting Dr. Go-eun-hee NFS. Suprasternal notch. Self-protective nonverbal signal. Micro tremors in hands and feet. Fear and tension. Touching jewelry, leaning back to create distance. Concealing important information. crossing arms, rubbing chin, pulling hair. Brain self-soothing behaviors. Any question that triggers these responses warrants closer investigation. Explosive cliffhanger. The bedsheet in Sang-wook's room was disturbed. On the night of the incident. Who said that? Who's saying this? The net tightens closing in on Eun-ah. Episode 44 preview. The truth behind the disturbed bedsheet. How certain is Daebeom about Eun-ah? The investigation net draws tighter. Finalist second Proud Korean Screenplay Competition. Original screenplay, Scorpio, adapted into the 123 episode. Epic spy thriller, beauty spy war. New episodes every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Thank you for watching. EP44 opening script. Finalist second Proud Korean Screenplay Competition. Original screenplay, Scorpio, adapted into the 123 episode. Epic spy thriller, beauty spy war. Episode 44, We Should Have Collected GSR. Episode 43 recap. Eun-ah admitted to NIS special ward. Daebeom arrives with sushi after work. I'm giving it to you because you're pretty. I am, in fact, devastatingly beautiful. Tension melts, then the sharp question lands. Why couldn't our operative draw his gun in time? Hand moves to the suprasternal notch. Adam's apple barely moves, forced swallow. Daebeom catches every nonverbal signal. Consults drive. Go-eun-hee at the NFS. The bedsheet in Sang-wook's room was disturbed. On the night of the incident. Who said that? Who's saying this? Today's episode 44. The attending nurse raises strong suspicions. As if someone used it and loosely replaced it. Was the sheet used to wrap the gun-hiding GSR? Keep all possibilities open, even if it's one of our own. Investigators race to Seoul outskirts laundry factory. Find only the pink ones. The washing machine is already running. Hard of hearing worker Choi. Doesn't hear the warning. Damn it, it's all soaking wet. 3 NFS experts gather. Haunted by the same question. We should have collected GSR from the female operative at the scene. That was honestly my mistake. Lie detector arrives. Doctor G, please help us. Episode 44 begins now. Episode 44. We should have collected GSR. One operative walked into the conference room, expression loaded with meaning. The bedsheet in Sang-wook's hospital room apparently. It was disturbed on the day of the incident. Who said that? The operative read the room first. Checking whether this was the right moment to speak. Go ahead and talk. The bedsheet in Sang-wook's room was disturbed? Yes. The attending nurse mentioned it. The attending nurse? Come on, tell me. What did it look like? As if someone had used it and then loosely replaced it. Is that right? It wasn't left the way the nurse had arranged it? Yes. The nurse said she knows her own style, so she found it strange. And she raised a strong point with me. There's absolutely no way a critical patient could have moved on their own. That's right. A critical patient couldn't pull the sheet around and move it themselves. Either way, she said the sheet was not in the form she had left it. Then who touched it? Why would anyone touch a perfectly still bedsheet? There had to be a purpose. Exactly. From the perpetrator's perspective, they must have had a plan for what to do with that sheet. Hearing it laid out like that, this person is incredibly calculated. Why? Why did they touch it? If they did touch it, did they put it back? And yet the shape isn't what it originally was. Have you ever imagined this scenario? What scenario? Someone seized our operative's weapon and shot our operative in the thigh. Seized it? But didn't want GSR on their hands. So they used the critical patient's bedsheet. Oh, that actually makes sense. But there's no way our operative Eun-ah would do something like that. Then what did you tell me? What did I say? Keep all possibilities open, even if it's one of our own? Ah, that's absolutely right. Is there any law that says none of us would ever stab each other in the back? Could it be that someone wrapped the weapon to avoid getting GSR on their hands? You're right. I was just thinking exactly the same thing. Or they used the sheet during the fight itself? Would you need to use a sheet during a fight? If someone's swinging a blade, wrapping your arm in a sheet is perfect protection, isn't it? Yes, great for protection. Exactly. Wrap it around and you can defend yourself without getting cut. So the answer lies with our operatives? You could speculate that one of the two used the sheet. Wrapping the weapon. Ah, that one doesn't quite add up. Why not? According to Eun-ah, our operative couldn't get the gun out cleanly, hesitating at the holster. That's exactly why we should keep all possibilities open. Whoever it may be. If the weapon was wrapped, we need to find that sheet first. Can we even find that sheet at this point? Then move fast. If we find even trace GSR that proves the weapon was wrapped. And then it's game over, isn't it? Should I get word out to the operatives right now? If we don't move right this second, we may regret it forever. Move. I'll find out which facility handles the laundry. A hospital this size, they must be sending everything to a large commercial laundry facility, don't you think? Yes. Which large laundry facility they contract with. Where the sheets used last Friday are being laundered. Whether they've already been washed. I'll find out. Move fast. If the weapon was wrapped in that sheet, there'll be at least some GSR. Even the faintest trace needs to still be there. If it was wrapped around someone's arm during the fight, there'll certainly be skin cells or dead skin flakes as well, right? Yes. Exactly that. A laundry facility on the outskirts of Seoul. Multiple industrial washing machines churning without pause. Yong-dae and several investigators strode quickly into the facility's management office. An older employee looked up at the group of strangers and rose from his seat. "How can I help you? This is the laundry facility for Samgung Hospital, right? You handle all their laundry here?" "Yes. But what's this about?" "We'll explain later. The laundry that came in last Friday. You're washing that now?" "Oh, Friday? If it came in Friday, it would be going in about now." "What do you need?" "We said we'll explain later." "It hasn't been washed yet, has it?" "Where is it?" "You'd have to see for yourself on the floor. The laundry isn't exactly made of gold." "No time, let's go quickly." "Right over there. That enormous pile stacked up over there." The investigators fell silent at the sheer volume of sheets before them. "Mind if we have a look through them?" "Go right ahead." Just then a phone rang. "Yes, it's me. We just arrived. Don't bother looking through everything else. Just look at the private ward ones." "Are they marked as private ward?" "The color is different. They're a light pink. Just find out whether the pink sheets have been washed." "Ah, pink. We'll look for only the pink ones." "Yes. GSR evaporates after about 4 hours. Analysis becomes nearly impossible after that. You need to hurry. Time has already passed, but we'll check on the private ward pink sheets." Yong-dae ended the call. "Excuse me, sir. Have the pink sheets for the hospital's private ward been laundered yet?" "Pink? They're going in right now. Those private ward ones always go first. The detergent we use is the most expensive imported brand too." "They're going in right now?" "Where?" "Over there. Those going into that washing machine?" "Tell them to wait just a moment." "Wait. Hey Choi. Hold on a second. Hey, stop it. Stop the machine." But the elderly worker Choi, standing at the washing machine, whether from hearing loss or otherwise, simply ran it. The grizzled team leader sprinted over and forced the machine to a stop. "I said wait, can't you hear? Come on, man. I'm so sorry." Choi bowed repeatedly, apologizing profusely. "We should just fire this old man. He can never do anything right when you ask him." Yong-dae pulled out some of the sheets from the halted industrial washing machine. Water dripping heavily from them. "Oh, damn. What use is this? They're completely soaked." The older employee couldn't help but weigh in. "What can I do about this? How was I supposed to know important people from the government were coming?" "I'm already furious. Why are you being so difficult, sir?" Difficult? Well, the nerve the way you talk. That's enough. Everyone back to the vehicles. These are not people to underestimate. Calculated and meticulous real professionals. How did these people find out which hospital Sang-wook was admitted to? If their network has tentacles reaching inside our organization, it wouldn't be impossible. I think the same. We've found evidence of someone rappelling down from the rooftop. The rooftop access must have been open. The rooftop is kept permanently accessible for emergency fire evacuation. The rope used to descend from the rooftop is also being analyzed. Being analyzed? We're trying to lift fingerprints. But it seems whoever did it was wearing gloves. Then why was that rope up there? Was it prepared in advance? It appears to be a rope left over on the exterior wall from a renovation the hospital carried out in part of the building not long ago. But what's truly chilling, how did they plan to kill Sang-wook with drugs, when he's barely clinging to life as a critical patient? That man's lifeline is stronger than steel rope. It's an incredible relief that he survived. But there's no telling when they might try again. Either way, thank heavens. Truly. Now that we've caught our breath, shall we pursue the investigation with all possibilities open? Yes. Understood. The Ballistics Experts Research Laboratory. Dr. Yong-chul was going through foreign academic papers, searching for cases that were virtually unheard of in Korea. From the office next door drive, Ji Jang-woo drifted in, restless with boredom. A man who had specialized in criminal psychology, and once served as national president of the Polygraph Research Association. A leader who had spearheaded exchange and cooperation with numerous organizations, the Ministry of National Defense, NIS, prosecutors and police alike. Just then a knock at the door. Dr. Eun-ah stepped in. Dr. Ju, you're working late? Oh, Dr. G is here too? Dr. Go, welcome. Did you two plan to come together? No, I saw the light on, so I knocked. Well, Dr. Go, always a pleasure. Dr. G, anything new? Nothing new exactly. But it seems this still isn't resolved. Looks like that grilled pollock and soju at Sungan Market will have to wait. Dr. G, I just can't get past this. Something feels off and I can't produce an answer. What part isn't coming together? When the firing pin strikes the primer of a cartridge, enormous pressure is generated. Theoretically enormous pressure, yes. And the back portion of the casing is made of relatively softer metal. Which is why it leaves marks. I know that. But did the NIS operative really draw his own weapon? And actually shoot himself in the thigh? Why? You find it hard to believe too, Dr. G? Yes. Something feels off. This is someone who's trained to shoot even while eating. Same here. Really? I was only thinking about whether it was self-inflicted or not. And only focused on the firing angle simulation. Dr. Go tilted her head slightly and asked, "What about the GSR?" At the time almost no GSR came back from the operative. But it never even occurred to me to collect from the female operative who was present. Even our great doctor occasionally overlooks something critically important. I see. Yes, that was honestly my mistake. I've read that in foreign cases, GSR evaporates over time and becomes virtually undetectable. That's true, but it never crossed my mind that someone might have wrapped the weapon in a sheet or handkerchief. The fight scene and the bed were a little distance apart, after all. Right. Looking at the floor plan, the patient's bed is set somewhat apart from there. The gunshot wound matters, but the decisive blow was the broken neck. Twist and snap, that's what killed him. Was it really just one shot? I was curious about that too. Just one shot? Not even two? Yes, just one. If an assassin had seized the operative's weapon and fired, would they have stopped at one shot? They'd have fired several, confirming the kill is basic human instinct. You think so too, Dr. G? Of course. Save bullets and get a commendation? A medal? I'd fire every last round. Exactly. Foreign literature also breaks down statistics by location of wound, distinguishing self-inflicted from homicide. Which location comes up most? Which do you think? Take a guess, Dr. G. Common sense says the largest surface areas would be most common, easiest to hit, least margin for error. If you miss, you might end up dead yourself. You know your stuff. So which area would it be? Abdomen or chest, naturally? Correct, exactly right. Abdomen and chest account for nearly 50%. Then for cases like this one, arms and legs, what percentage? Doctor, go, what would you estimate? Death from a limb wound is a mere 2%. 2%, that's an extraordinarily low figure. Exactly so. That operative, despite being shot in the thigh, had a low probability of dying from the wound alone. Such a needless death then. If not for the external neck snap, he could have survived. Dr. Ju, then why are you still so troubled? In typical self-inflicted cases, the weapon is either still in the victim's hand, or it falls to the right side, not to the left. For a left-handed person it would fall to the left. We should have collected GSR from the female operative, who was present at that scene. Not doing so, that was a very grave mistake on my part. Of course she's probably not the perpetrator. But our NFS needs to account for every possibility. The faces of the three NFS experts darkened heavy with regret. If something still feels off, send her to me. I'll run a polygraph examination. Of course, it's ultimately a decision for the NIS to make. You're right, that's a good approach. I can't believe I didn't think of that. Dr. G, please help us. EP44 ending script. Episode 44 highlights. Secret of the bedsheet. The attending nurse raises strong suspicions, as if someone used it and loosely replaced it. A critical patient could never move the sheet alone. Was the sheet used to wrap the gun-hiding GSR? Keep all possibilities open, even if it's one of our own. If we find even trace GSR, game over. Seoul outskirts laundry factory, urgent chase. Mountains of hospital sheets piled high. Pale pink exclusive to the private ward. GSR evaporates after just 4 hours. Find only the pink ones. The washing machine is already running. Hard of hearing worker Choi doesn't hear the warning in time. Factory manager sprints, forces the machine to stop. Damn it, it's all soaking wet. Evidence hanging by a thread. Rooftop rope analysis. Sophisticated and meticulous assassination team. Evidence of rappelling down from the rooftop. Rope left over from recent hospital renovation. Used without hesitation. Gloves worn, fingerprint extraction near impossible. How did they find out Sang-wook was in this hospital? Thank heavens he's incredibly lucky to be alive. 3 NFS experts haunted by regret. Ballistics expert Dr. Ju Yong-chul. Criminal psychology expert Dr. Ji Jang-woo. Forensic expert Dr. Go Eun-hee. Just one shot. An assassin would have fired more, confirming the kill is basic human instinct. Torso and abdomen 50%, versus limbs only 2%. We should have collected GSR from the female operative at the scene. That was honestly my mistake. 3 faces darken with regret and silence. Explosive cliffhanger lie detector. If something feels off, send her to me. I'll run a polygraph examination. Dr. G, please help us. Ballistics behavioral psychology. Polygraph. The net around Eun-ah. Titans from 3 directions at once. Episode 45 preview. Will Eun-ah face the polygraph? Will GSR survive on the washed sheet? The investigation net closes completely. Finalist second Proud Korean Screenplay Competition. Original screenplay, Scorpio, adapted into the 123 episode. Epic spy thriller, beauty spy war. New episodes every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Thank you for watching.